How's it going, guys? It's been a while since I made a video, so I decided I wanted to make one and do an already unboxed unboxing of the FX Minotaur ? Delightfully RC series from Temu. I recently discovered Temu. I've been seeing these planes float around online, so I looked into it. That's who had them. I got like a really good first-time customer deal from them. I got this plane for $5. I think they usually retail for around $20. I picked it up for $5. Great deal. So as you can see here, it's a stunt flying aircraft. It says it's easy to fly. That's true. The weight, 24 grams. Flight time, 10 minutes. I did already fly this plane because we were starting to lose light. It's starting to get a little bit later, and I wanted to try to get some decent video. The plane is very small and very hard to keep in the frame, so I hope the video worked out. But at any rate, I'm going to walk you through the plane itself and what you get with it and everything. So what you get with it. You get the actual plane itself. As you can see here, you've been inducted into the China Air Force. It's got the old sweet red star of communist China, I suppose. This is the FX620 SU35. As you can see, it's a pusher prop. Here is the transmitter that you get with it, which you can see in my hand is very small. You get two of these batteries. I'm not sure what milliamp they are or how many cells, but you get two of those, and you get the charger for that. Then you get this bag of goodies, which contains LED light strips that you can put on the wings. It comes with 2 extra props and landing gear, which I am certain is totally useless for this airplane. So the plane itself, very durable EPP material. You're going to see people bending the wings and all that. I don't think you're going to do that. The interesting thing about this plane is that it does not have an elevator or rudder. So I saw in another video, and I can't remember who it was for sure. Sorry if that guy is watching this video. But I got a tip from them that they actually bent the elevators up to give it a little bit more loft. So basically how it works is with your transmitter, your thrust is on, or your throttle is on the left side as always, and the more throttle you give it, the higher it goes. The less throttle you give it, obviously, it goes lower. And then it has your directional stick that actually makes one prop speed up, the other prop slow down, and that's how you get your turn. So I have already flown the plane. I can tell you it flies fairly well for what it is. Like I said, it's the coolest thing about this plane is that it's indestructible. As you can see, it has this rubber tip right here that looks like a finger off of a rubber glove. I think this is what every manufacturer in RC should put on the end of their EDFs. But it's very cool. I mean, like I said, you're not going to break this unless your neighbor is running a wood chipper and you fly it down the road directly into the wood chipper. That would probably do it. Other than that, I don't see you crashing this to where it's not going to work anymore. Like I said, I flew it. It's not something you're going to take to a jet jam, but it is fun. It's very relaxing. It was a little bit windy when I was flying it earlier. I hope that the video turns out good so that you can see the plane actually flying in action. Is it a good first airplane? Well, yes and no. Yes, because it's unbreakable. So if you don't know what you're doing and you've never flown before, you throw it in the air and you're going to see what it's like to actually fly in the air with an RC plane. Now, why would it not be a good first airplane? It's not going to be a first good airplane because the actual controls for this are far different than most RC planes. When you have no rudder and no elevator, it's a little bit, it's way different because you have all those things with normal RC planes. Now, I think I talked about in the video, it might be something to just have in the back of your car, the trunk of your car. You can take it out, fly it around your parking lot at work if they'll let you do that, stuff like that. I mean, it's very cool. Obviously, it's a Chinese product straight out of the Jidong province of China. It should have been out of the Jidang province because Jidang, it flies pretty good for a $5 airplane. Anyway, guys, like I said, there's video. I've said this a couple of times, I think, in the flight video that I'm going to put a link in the description. I think it normally retails for $20. I picked it up for $5 because I got a deal. if it's something you're looking at, that you want to get into, and you are currently into trucks and you want to try out like a little airplane, hey, this is the way to go. You're certainly not going to break it. Just know that if you hop up to bigger models, they're not the same. All right, so stick around, watch the flight video. And like I said, I hope that turned out good enough that you guys could actually, see the plane fly and not just like a blurry little speck. All right, later. All right, guys, so you can see the wind is beginning to die down here at my club field, which is good. Here's the plane. You can see there's the plane and a little transmitter. Just for reference, how big this plane is, that's my hand. So it is very small. I am going to try to keep it in frame and fly it around a little bit. I'll try to keep it out of the sun. The sun's like in a bad spot this time of day, but I'm going to do the best I can, see if I can give you a shot of it. I have my trusty hat, or camera hat, where if somebody pulls in here, I'm going to look like a psychopath. But it's what I have. I don't have GoPro money. I couldn't afford a Go amateur camera, let alone a GoPro camera. So, after all, I am flying a $5 airplane. All right, here we go. All right, so throttling up. It's going okay. Not doing too bad. It's caught like a little bit of an updraft. Going a little bit wild. Give it some more throttle, see if I got some more control. It's not doing too bad, actually. It's just kind of like floating around up there. It's like I caught a thermal with this thing. I mean, it surprisingly has like a lot of control with these props. But it flies like similar to like what a quad would with the throttle. And like I said, it's still kind of breezy, and you can see it's handling it pretty decently. Kind of flying along here. See if I can do some figure eights. That's about as stunty as I think it's going to get for this thing. I don't know how well you guys can see it. I mean, I don't know. You should be able to hear it at least. I mean, it really kind of floats. Don't want to come down too much. I mean, I think it flies good enough. I wish if it had an elevator, I think it would actually be a great flyer. I'll be honest with you, I've paid more money for airplanes that fly worse than this, so I'm actually pretty happy with it. I mean, obviously, this is not something you're going to take to like your fly-in. It's like one of these things you can buy it, kind of play around. If you've never flown a plane before, it'd be like a nice little thing just to see if you like being in the air. I will warn you that this is far different than what it's like to actually fly a plane with a regular transmitter. But it's kind of like, just kind of like silly, like a silly like little toy. But I do want to see like guys at my club, more experienced guys, fly it, because it's going to be so awkward the way that the controls are. But look at it, it's just kind of like floating along, man. I hope you guys can see this. If not, I'm sorry. I mean, I'll still add it to the video, but I mean, the yellow shows up really well. You can actually pick from different colors. And I will put a link to Temu to the product page. I don't get anything from that. This is like something I make videos for fun. It's not like I have a deal with Temu or anything like that. I don't even know if they do that, but it says that this gets like a 10-minute battery life, which I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible. The plane weighs nothing. I mean, you can see, I mean, even doing like these like little figure eights, it actually does it like really well. to just like have this like in your garage that you can fly down your driveway or maybe up and down your street with, it'd be pretty cool. And like I said, it's because of the way the material is, it's pretty much like indestructible. It keeps like wanting to go into like a high alpha. Maybe I gave it too much elevator bend. I wish I could do a loop with it. If I really like bent it, that elevator back, I bet you I could. But it's really just kind of like fun to just like float around with it. Like I said, I got it for $5 because I was like it was the first purchase that I ever made on Temu. So I got like a really good deal. So maybe like if you're not already on Temu and you get on there, you can get like, I think it's like 90% off on like your first purchase, I think is what it was. I'd say, you know, do it. Get this thing and just kind of like, you know, even like if there wasn't as much wind as there is right now, I wonder like how much better it would fly. I mean, you can't really, you know, I don't know if you can hear the wind through the mic in the camera. But it is like a little bit breezy. And I had a larger plane out just before this, and it was pretty windy with like 14-mile-an-hour gusts, and I had a harder time getting that one on the ground. And I thought, well, if this wind stays up, I'm not gonna be able to fly this thing. But luckily it's died down. As you can see, I mean, you know, it's not, you know, like I said, I'm not sure where the stunt plane aspect comes into it. I mean, I know I'm gonna start seeing the videos. You know how these guys are like online, the real serious guys. They're gonna soup this thing up and they'll be doing like inverted passes and stuff like that with it. You know, they're gonna invest like $100 into micro servos to put like ailerons on this thing, and you know how it is, which is fine. I love watching those videos, but I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I don't know like what the timer is with it, because obviously there's no timer on this radio. But man, the thing just kind of like, I'm just going back and forth with it. It's actually pretty relaxing. Even for like as small and like erratic as it is. Remember like those toys they had, like the birds that flapped? It kind of reminds me of that a little bit, except for this actually has more control. But it was like the birds that had like the little wings, and you gave it some throttle, it flapped the wings and it flew around. It's something like that. I mean, it's something cool just like pull out. Or, you know, if you know somebody that wants to get into flight, this might be like a cool first thing, just to like get them, you know. I mean, you are going to learn kind of like the basic fundamentals of your direction and everything, but having to use your throttle for elevator and everything is strange, and it's not realistic to what most RC planes are. I almost hit myself in the head with it, but it wouldn't have mattered because it's got that little mushy nose on it. Like I said, I hope this comes through in the video. It's like bad light because of the time of day. It's going for like 7 o'clock here in the great state of Ohio. You can see like it's catching that breeze and just on that headwind. Tailwind, it goes great. It just is not like that headwind. Try to see. It's like almost impossible too to hover it because you just have no elevator control. But as you can see, I mean, it is breezy. I don't know if you can see the tops of these trees moving a little bit, and it's still going. I mean, that's impressive for the size of the plane that it is, that it's still able to do that. And the wind's like beginning to pick up a little bit. I don't know if you can like see the windsock over there. It is pretty strong crosswind. Let me get ready to bring it in for a landing. We'll see if it start to power down here a little bit. There it goes. So that's it. I mean, you can see it right there. You know, it did the China Air Force proud. Like I said, I mean, it's not, you're not going to win any competitions with it. You're not going to razzle dazzle anybody at your club with it. But it is kind of fun just to take out. It's like a toy. You know, if you want to keep it in your truck and, I don't know, fly it around the parking lot at work if your work allows you to do that type of thing. Or take it out, fly it up and down your road. That's cool. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description to it. I hope I got some good flight video out of it. You know, if anybody says there's nothing good about communist China, they don't know nothing about the SU35 Minotaur. But now they will. So like I said, guys, I'll put a link in the description. If you want to get it, like I said, if you've never used Temu, you might get a deal as a first-time user like I did. It's well worth it. Till next time, guys. See you later.